A tomboy.
A tomboy.
Non-binary.
A tomboy.
Gender queer. A tomboy.
I'm a straight up tomboy. Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, my name is Michelle, and I'm the Max DJ. I'm a DJ, and let me say I'm a beginner producer as at now. Yeah. In growing up, we all know tomboys are like females who choose to dress like men. I mean, masculine presenting women. And yeah, growing up, looking at every like thing that's going on, everything that is happening, I think that it's actually like the right definition for it as well. That's how can I identify as a tomboy.
Alright, so my name is Fu, F-U, for posterity, and a social media manager, I'm a rapper, aspiring producer and sound engineer, and video editor and things, yeah. For me, for what I've understood of a tomboy growing up, it's basically like a girl who likes to wear, boyish clothes. That's how it has been. That's how the definition has been for me, like has been projected onto me. I mean, I think I kind of accept it, because I do like to wear boyish clothes, and it also encompasses someone who, according to society, doesn't really act like a girl or a woman, because you act boyishly and what else. So yeah, that's how I see it.
My name is Ivy Enyonam. I'm a communications expert. I dabble in digital marketing as well sometimes. I haven't found the right definition because I am not a full tomboy, because apart from wearing men's clothes, I don't do the other things that tomboys do. Like, I don't know how to play PS, whatever. Yeah, I'm not a hardcore tomboy. I am not androgynous, I don't think so. So it's a bit hard to give myself up in terms of the label department. I'm not really good there.
I am Ginny and an engineer. Non-binary is, okay, I'd use myself as an example. So when I was growing up, I didn't think I was female. I thought I was male. And then I realized that at some point in time, I'm actually female sometimes and male sometimes. So I don't fall in this binary spectrum, that's male or female. I am like a mixture of both. So that's what I call non-binary.
I'm Lily, and currently I'm not working. I was working in a pharmaceutical company, but due to the coronavirus, yeah, I don't really. When a lot of people say gender queer, like it's either like, oh, I am male or female, but I feel like I'm not. I don't know how to explain it. It's like I'm not. I don't feel like I'm either one of them. I'm just myself. So
The word tomboy, sometimes I find it, I won't use offensive, but it's a word I don't even like, because I've heard people say it so many times, and I didn't like the tone attached to it when they were saying it, yeah. But growing up, I know when I was little, I mean, I've always liked, preferred wearing shorts and trousers to dresses, even though I was still wearing dresses. And then maybe in my teen years, it became a bit of, why don't you want to wear a dress like everyone? So then you have to balance. So maybe you can wear a blouse, but you're going to pair it with jeans and sneakers. Like, you try and double in between the two. But after some time, I realized now, I'm actually stressing myself doing it this way. So let me do it how I will feel comfortable. And I haven't looked back since.
Growing up, people say it, but like, I didn't have that idea of the negative impact that they had behind it, because there's a narrative, tomboy, you have to fit a certain, that means you're obviously a certain way. So I just took it like, yeah, people expecting me to be girly, wear more dresses and shit, and it didn't really affect me growing up. I think it only affected me I mean, it didn't really affect me like as a kid and stuff like that, but I think it began to affect me when I was growing up, and I had to come into the world as a person, yeah. And even that one, it was more of like me trying to fit, I guess, wearing the skirts and everything. You start work, you see everybody wearing the skirts, like women wearing skirts and stuff like that. You feel like, yeah, maybe that's what you should be doing. So I've dabbled in that. I've dabbled in it. I know I look good in dresses. Like when I hit puberty, my body really changed. Do you get? Because believe it or not, I used to be slim. I used to be slim as shit. When I hit puberty, I realized I became very curvy. You know, like the hips, the breasts, and like the thighs, like the sexy shit. That shit came out on blast. You get? So for me, it was even a bit hard for me, because that means like that idea of me being that person who can just easily wear shorts and shit, like whatever will fit. So it was kind of hard transitioning into my adolescent body in terms of the kind of clothes that I like to wear. So it really brought in a lot of like insecurity and lots of identity problems that I still kind of low-key deal with. Like I said, I like dresses, but it's too constricting. Like you have to like sit a certain way, you have to move. You don't really get to move as much as freely as you want. Like it's no diss to anybody, but it's like when you know how comfortable you are in a certain attire, you can't sacrifice that for anything. And so that's what it was. I just decided actually I can't do this because I don't move freely. You get it? And even I feel like I'm moving funny. So I'm wondering, can people see that I'm moving funny? Like, can they see that I'm not feeling comfortable in these clothes? But I wear the shorts and shit and I move like natural. So it's like, let me just stick to, yeah.
Growing up was quite easy. My dad bought my shoes. My dad left at a point, so then it came to my mom buying my clothes. So I remember sitting her down when I was 8 years old to say, I don't like the girly clothes. Can you stop buying them? She said, okay, I'll buy you shirts from henceforth because I see you don't wear them when I buy them. So for me, this is how I've been. I think, you know, like every other person where your family just assumes that you grow out of it. You know, basically for me, yeah, I guess they thought I'll grow out of it, but we haven't had any discussion around why I dress the way I am. My family is quite an open-minded one, so.
Okay, my dad, I grew up with my dad mostly. So he was, to him it was like, okay, my daughter is not a girly person, and this is how men are not going to chase her because she's dressed very masculine. But as I grew up and I started getting into gay trouble, the first time he was really mad about it, but after that he was like, okay, he started advising me on how to handle girls and stuff like that. So literally I never really came out to my dad. I just did what I did and he accepted me, yeah.
So I grew up with a twin sister and we look the same and everything, but she's feminine, like extremely feminine. And everywhere the two of us went, people were always comparing us and making it look like I was like the one that was off and my sister was okay because she was like feminine, and why couldn't I act more accordingly? So it was a bit more tougher than how it normally would be, but manageable. My mom has never really complained about how I dress. She actually likes it because she doesn't have a son, and she makes it look like I'm like her son. So it's cool, but I haven't really come out to her about my sexuality or anything, and I'm still getting there. But I feel like she knows, but she just hasn't gathered up the courage to ask me. Yeah.
Let's take it right from not even just the clothes, but from the hair and everything coming down. Automatically, if you have locks in our part of the, or even not even a part, like generally, there are people who still are very like some way about these things. People think, oh, this person is, for lack of a better word, a rascal, or yeah. So already being a girl and even going along that part, people are like, okay, she's like this, she's like that, and it's normally how it's even said. That's where the problem is. It's not even, because maybe if the person is saying you are like this, yeah, maybe you are like that, but it's how it's being said. The stereotype. That's the problem with that.
Once you're like a tomboy out here, people really just straight out think you're a lesbian. Yeah, so that's it. People straight out think you're a lesbian, and I mean, even if the funny thing is, before you may even realize what you are, if you are, you know, whatever you identify as, people have already kind of put that on you regardless. So that's what you get a lot growing up. That's what you get. Why you dress like this? Only boys dress like this, and girls who dress like this like girls. Is that what you are? Do you like girls? Like, so yeah, growing up, there was definitely that.
And when you enter a room, you're different. I have found a way to use that to my advantage. So, but yeah, people do look at you weird. We had an experience when we're heading this way. Yeah, I think it comes with it. But me, I like the attention. But the thing about me is, it's hard for people to figure out or label me, because even though I wear men's clothing, you would still find an inch or a hint of sexiness or femininity in there. Because the truth is, the favorite part of my body are these two babies, and I won't trade them for anything in the world. So it's hard for people to pin it out. Yeah, people form perceptions like, are you gay and all this crap, but it's none of nobody's business. So yeah.
Well, it took me a while to actually accept myself. I noticed that I was attracted to girls at a very young age, but I didn't think it was right, you know. I've always been like quite boyish, and no one actually complained around me, but my desire for other women or females or whatever didn't seem good. So it was until later that I accepted myself. It was actually a personal thing. Like on the outside, nobody cared about how I was dressed, but inside, like, you know, I didn't really feel good about myself. So that's like how I grew up until I got to high school, and yeah, they called me a lesbian and all sorts of names. Because like in my high school, there would be programs just to rebuke, according to them, being gay or tomboyish is a spirit. So they'll just have like meetings just to rebuke the gay out of you. So yeah, it was pretty terrible. So they calling me those names made me feel like satanic, like a demon or something. Yeah.
What's like a go-to style? Like what's some everyday?
Every day which is down. I wear black a lot. I like black. I don't know. So normally you see me in black tee, black jeans, sneakers. I'm a wild like sneaker head. Yeah. So normally in sneakers, unless maybe it has to be like some official thing and then you have to straight to shoes. But normally jeans, a t-shirt, and sneakers.
I don't know when it started, but I really have become a shorts person because like it's hot, and because I have this thing where I fluctuate weights very fast. So I can buy a pair of pants or jeans that can fit today and like in next week or some shit, it doesn't fit. And I don't know if it's a skin thing or it's like just me, a mental thing, that sometimes if I wear pants or like jeans for too long, I kind of go mad. So I can wake up in the mood and think of the fact that I have to wear jeans and like my whole day is ruined, so I kind of just turn to shorts. Any opportunity to wear shorts, I will be happy to be there. Until I'm in P because UPI you have to wear like proper clothes. And that shit stresses me out. So like shorts, pants, sweats, cool t-shirt. I don't like to wear sleeveless stuff. I like my arms, but I don't like to wear sleeveless stuff. I don't like to wear, is it 3/4? Like it either has to be here or it has to be like a full sleeve, you get. Yeah. And then what else? Yeah, sneakers or like sandals or some shit. Yeah.
If you're going to dress like a tomboy, you know that you're in the corporate world, you still need to appear neat and presentable. So you need to figure out a style and a niche. And that was when I decided, because obviously I was comfortable with that, in doing that, that was when I knew and decided that I wanted to be dapper throughout. So my go-to style is pants, well-ironed, shirts. I love bow ties. I love Chelsea boots. I love dress shoes like Oxfords, Brooks. I love Monks. So yeah, I have a couple of those as well. So definitely dapper.
I am into shorts and boots, Timbs, heavy shoes, yeah, and high tops. Yeah, that's what I'm into.
Yeah, I love the hipster style, like skinny jeans, turtlenecks, or V-neck, stuff like that, and hip-hop style, that's also cool, like hoodies, boots, biker style too, so stuff like that. Anything that makes me look more intimidating than I normally would.
How do you usually find your clothes to dress the way you dress? Like, is it difficult for you to find your clothes, and where do you find your clothes?
Yeah, it is difficult because there are certain things you need to like get them to fit like custom made and stuff, and there are people who genuinely tell you they can't do it or they won't do it. I even had an experience like just like 2 days ago where I'm looking for like a suit for an event, and the vendor said nah, he cannot give, like he doesn't have a suit for a woman, like unless then I'm like okay cool. So it's like now I have to go around finding someone who can make a suit like that fits my body type, that kind of thing. But normally I get some from online, I get some from around the capital, and I have a guy who like he deals in clothes and stuff. So when he gets stuff and he sees, oh maybe this works for Michi, he just sends them to me. Oh, Michi, do you like this? If I'm cool with it, then I just send him the money and then.
Oh my goodness, it's fucking hard as shit because like, well, generally it's hard to find clothes as a tomboy generally, but then also I think I really struggle with it because I have body. Thank you very much for expanding. Yeah. I have body, my hip side and my thighs and all of that, so it's kind of hard finding something that will be exactly as comfortable as I want, like sweats. So sometimes I find a pair of sweats and it might look cool, but then it's like I have to think about the waist side, or have to think about if it's to go past my hips. It's so frustrating. I tell you, it's so frustrating. But like, yeah, small. Sometimes you get something that you like, but it's really hard, especially like on Instagram. You can never find the shit you want on Instagram. Like if like one time I had to go for some award show and it was so impromptu, I had to have like a ready-made like outfit. So I was looking for like kaftans and shit like that. I even hit up Ivy to give me give me a vendor and shit. And you always find like the vendors are just selling clothes for like the female body, like specifically to the female body. And I think that's unfair. I mean, I get you, but I think that's unfair. So it's really hard to get shit. Yeah.
So where do you usually go to do?
Oh, we hit the streets. We hit the streets. Yeah. Sometimes sometimes if I get something online and like it fits, maybe I can alter it and shit. So it's either that or like you sew like an outfit that you get someone to sew it for you as you want it. Or yeah, you hit the streets because you know there's no shortage of men's clothes on the streets. That one there is a fact. There's no shortage of men's clothes anywhere. So yeah, you just get what you need.
This matter. Where do I find my clothes? Charlie, you can't have one source of finding clothes in this Accra, Ghana. Okay, so fortunately for me, I do a lot of outsourcing. So if maybe we're traveling out of town, I would save up and then rather shop outside Ghana. If I am doing in Ghana, or if I have someone coming to Ghana, I would tell them my size, have them get it for me. And then if not, sometimes the streets, I do the streets sometimes. I think I did La Paz last year. It was really fun. But since I told myself that this is the style I wanted to go with, it's really been a lot of outsourcing out of the country. Recently I found I like vintage shirts as well, so I do a lot of Instagram, but how I get it to fit is I found myself a tailor who, no matter what, would tailor it or trim it nicely to fit whatever I'm looking for. So even if I'm doing an already made suit or a vintage, it's sort of for my body type, because I'm a very well endowed human being. So yeah, it's quite difficult. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, it's really difficult, especially so the one I have the most difficulty with is my shoes, because even though I like to be I like to do men's fashion, I have very small feet. So for me, my biggest problem is my shoes. I always have to buy them in bulk, send someone to get them for me, shop it in, because size 38 in Ghana, I don't know where I'm going to find Chelsea boots in size 38. I've tried. If you know someone, hit me up. But for now, I just do a lot of outsourcing. Yeah.
When I was younger, my mom used to thrift shop for me, but growing up, finding like biker clothes wouldn't be too easy, so I have to get friends who are coming from maybe Europe or something to get them for me, or I would just go to the mall. If I have any luck, I'm going to find what I want. But most of the time, people just get my stuff for me.
So for young women who are still finding themselves trying to fit into whatever it is there something that you want to tell them? What would you say to them to help them fit into themselves?
I think everybody should do themselves. Like, don't even, for a second, don't consider how the next person feels, because that person is definitely wearing or looking how they want to look. So I don't see why their projection should, even me myself growing up, when people project, I'm like, it was uncomfortable, it's stressful, it's every word you can ever think of, because you think about it, like I said, you feel like you are not normal, but when you look at how comfortable it makes you, the key word is you, it's you the person. So far as it makes you feel good, I think you should do that. Not even just how you look, but like in all aspects of your life, you should look how you want to look and do what you want to do.
It's like a two-way thing, because you can give the person the advice, but then it's also recognizing the fact that it's a phase you have to go through. So you have to also be understanding of where they are at that particular time. Like I met someone recently who, I would take it as she was like me, tomboyish. But when I met her, she wasn't in like I don't know how to say, I won't say house clothes, I'd say she was in clothes that her family was more comfortable with her wearing. So she had to change. into what she was comfortable to wear. And when she had to go, she had to change back. Did you get? So it was like, the whole process was, I think for me, I looked at it and I was like, I can imagine how tiring that must be for you, but I can understand, you know. As much as I would want to say, yo, feel free to be yourself, I can understand that this is a phase where you are like maneuvering your realities and your identities. You know, it's not as easy as just get up and say fuck it and wear what you want to wear and go out. It will come with some repercussions in the current reality that you're living in. You know, your life is different. But all I have to say is like, at the end of the day, always remember that it's you, that it's for you, it's about you, it's you, and it will always be you. Like it's your comfort that matters, it's your happiness. It's going to be you. So no matter how many times you switch back from the you are to the you they want you to be, you will always find that there's a longing to be where you need to be. So Charlie, it's time, go through it, just focus, deal with the feeling that feels comfortable where you want to be. When you get there and you're there, nobody can say shit to distract you, for real. Yeah.
I know I should have an answer because I have found myself, quote unquote, but the truth is about you. For me, it took someone I really cared about to say, wake up and own you. And if you're going to own you, be the best at it. And big ups to you wherever you are. The love is deep. I know where you are though, but yeah, big ups. So I think it's just a matter of, again, like the people before me have said, be yourself. It's the easiest thing to do. I know the society sort of makes you, but you know deep within your hearts that when you're wearing what you love, you are extra free, you are extra happy. So really just be yourself. It's quite easy. Once you get the hang of it, it's easy to just be yourself. Be yourself, really.
Apparently from how I see the world, it's not an easy journey. It's obviously not an easy journey, but you just have to like trust the process and take it easy on yourself and love yourself, man, because if you don't love yourself, no one's gonna love you. So yeah, take it easy.
No matter what you do, people are always going to find stuff to talk about. So just be you, whatever you want to put on, just put it on, because even if you put on what they want, they will still find something to talk about, like the length or maybe the fabric or something like that. So just do you, be happy, and people will just have to deal with it instead of you having to deal with them. So that's it.
So is there anything that you want to ask other women?
Ask.
Yeah, if we had something to ask other women who are masculine presenting or tomboys or whatever.
Why do you stop at age 40?
Why do you stop at what?
Age 40.
Say that again.
Why do you stop at age 40?
They stop at age 40.
Yes. Until Instagram, I thought all masculine women I knew growing up, for some weird reason, when they are age 40, they stop and they start wearing dresses because the whole world just thinks you should wear dresses. But recently, I found some people on Instagram who are still true to the culture after 40. I saw a woman on Instagram who was 60, 65, and she was looking so dapper. I told myself, when I grow up. So my question will be, why do you stop at age 40? Are you running away from something? Are you listening to society too much? That will never sit well with me, because I'm getting a bike at age 40. Do you think I'll be wearing a dress? It's not happening.
I think I would like to see like a masc-presenting woman married with kids, like going about her life, and it's not being reduced to how she looks like. Because people think, okay, if you're masc-presented, then you are a certain type of way. Yeah, I've seen a couple in the corporate world, so I think I have my answers from that side. So I want to see the wife, the masc-presenting wife, and know like how her experiences are, and then yeah.
Do you like your boobs?
Say it again.
Do you like your boobs?
Why would you ask that?
Because, okay, me as a non-binary person, I have major dysphoria I have like major dysphoria about, you know, my chest and everything, and I wish I could get top surgery like later in the future. But I'm not sure about how others feel about that. I really am not sure. I don't know if they like their boobs or they don't. So I really want to know, like, if it's just me.
But you like boobs?
Yes, I like to touch boobs. Yes.
I took a sheet out of the book of my life and I started to write all the shit I be going through. But as I stared at the blank page, it was quite clear, frankly, that the shit I be going through. Found a way into the deep corners of my bite, yeah. It gained hold and it wouldn't let me right now. In many ways, I've been caught in my life, cause I thought for some time I could reset my life from all those times I was holed up. Now I'm older, what I once called a home now stands in the middle of the road, so haunting. Thought I'm ever going back and I'm not sorry. Did you ever worry you were damaging the kid? Did it ever occur that maybe I couldn't exist as an image would persist and it placed on your mind's eye? I cannot be free of the pain of my dark nights. I cannot be slow. I cannot be talked to like I don't matter. You should fucking know. A momentary silence doesn't mean my highness is gonna be revoked, no. Doesn't mean my conscience doesn't know low-key that I be the god, bro. Cause it was to be good, yeah. Step fast in fear, here lies a body of doubt. I've got voices in my ear.